eye. I've seen all kinds of cutthroats, freaks, and hard cases in my life. But Cohen, he's a real lunatic. He's a psychopath.
Look at the bright side. Maybe it'll be quick and painless.
That's better. Atlas Ryan. Atlas Ryan. Da 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 da. Time-wise, you could get something decent on the radio. The artist has a duty to seduce the ear and delight the spirit. So say goodbye to those two blowhards, and hello to an evening with Sander Cohen. Let's see if you're just another Johnny-come-lately. Something more. Nicely done. Where did you study?
Cut me! Why?
I've waited so long for something tasty to come to this little burg, but all that pass are yokels and rubes. Where are my manners? Come in! Come in! Sander Cohen awaits you at the Fleet Hall. Welcome to Fort Frolic. No need to thank me for jamming the transmissions of those boors, Atlas and Ryan. Let them have their squabble. The artist, yes, the artist knows there is richer earth to till. For example, I test you, but for a reason. I test all my disciples. Some shine like galaxies, and some
musical insult. Of all the worthy artists in Rapture, why you continue to devote column inches to this musical gremlin is beyond my imagination. Where she is not derivative, she's boring. Where she's not boring, she's obvious. Where she's not obvious, she's dangerous.
When I'm preparing, unbelievable.
Presto, presto! No, no!
I'm trying. Please. Once again, young Fitzpatrick.
Da, 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 da. No!
Oh, God, you sick fuck, let me out of there! Calm down now.
Life, death. The burden of the artist is to capture.
See young Fitzpatrick here on the stage. Use your camera. Take him as he is now, so I may remember him. And now you've got Fitzpatrick caught in his moment of glory. It seems you got the eye of the shutterbug, little moth. Now, head to the atrium and place his photograph in my masterpiece. And so our collaboration commences.
I know why you've come, little moth. You've your own canvas, one you'll paint with the blood of a man I once loved. Yes, I'll send you to Ryan. But first, you must be part of my masterpiece. Go to the atrium. Hurry now. My muse is a fickle bitch with a very short attention span. Do you see it? When I am dust, this is what they'll point to. My quad tick. My masterpiece. Go ahead. Don't be afraid. Touch it. Freed of his own kinks and defects. And here's the glorious news. This is just the moment of conception. Out in this place, there are 3 men, all former disciples of mine, all connected by a common thread, betrayal. Find them, little moth, and immortalize their mortality in my quadtic. Go. Once they've been sent to their reward, you shall go to yours and to Ryan. door to Poseidon Plaza is now open to you, my mom.
Who needs to make it on Broadway? What's that? I can make things nice for you. Come where I can see you.
What an outstanding display of athleticism.
Don't judge me! Finished yet? You got no friends here. You're only making this hard for us both.
Atlas is a friend of the parasite. Don't be a
Fucking
friend
place is
of
poison.
Allow me to draw back the curtain.
I can see your finally sent someone. Son of a bitch. Left me to freeze. Oh, I've got a pose all picked out for you.
That was bracing. Take a photo of him and place it in the quad tick. I'm feeling full, like an expectant mama. Yes! Now put the picture in the frame. Let's see what we've got here.
The little ones have never had anyone to look to, except to me, and I am not much to speak of. You give them hope. And for this, I am grateful. I'll send something to demonstrate that gratitude.
It's coming together. Yes. But there will always be doubters. You don't doubt me. I could never stomach doubters.
I found an outlet!
Little sisters.
They're the glue that holds the Rapture together.
Really?
Ryan Industries has seen to it that they'll be as happy as clams while they do the work. So the bandits and terrorists. We all need Adam, and we all need the little sisters.
No! 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 Thank you.
None of these other chumps will talk to me. They think I'm a freak. That's
Welcome to the circus of
hell with them.
Kill your cravings at the circus of value.
Every day, and she always sent them back. You call that gratitude? just wanted some company! I didn't mean anything.
Can anyone ever make it like said so? Rapture's most beloved returns with wide springs out of cat. Songs of love. Songs of...
ponce like Fontaine. But he brought it upon himself. Instead of copping it on the chin, bugger gets it into his head that he's gonna go down guns blazing. Who does he think he is? John bloody Wayne? We can get on top of this. We can. Here's what we do. We find Fontaine's will and make what was his go to where it was intended. And not into the pockets of us that put him into the ground.
You have a plot picked out yet?
I thought you had forgotten about poor Jasmine, but I am so glad you didn't.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ryan. I didn't know. I didn't know Fontaine had something to do with it. What are you doing? No, don't, please. I love you, don't, please, no,
How about some fucking service? Alright. Just, do something! Things that man do. Fuck you! Come back! I can mean anything by it! I gotta break up.
Engage your enemies. Laugh as your enemies fight each other.
Welcome to the circus of...
Atlas is a friend of the parasite. Don't be a friend
Is that
of
you? Stop bothering me!
I was just getting warmed up!
You won't lock us in, old man? Oh, that's fine with cops. I used to love you. I used to think you're a musical genius. And you know why? Because you paid my rent, you ancient hack. Come on to the record store. I'll show you what I think you're plinkety plink plink.
I can
I've worked at Meatball Beat in Little Italy, and even I'm shocked at the cold blood that oozes out of these artistic types. This broad Culpepper and that fruit job Cohen are in some kind of feud. And Cohen's looking for my security detail to pick sides. The next thing I know, I'm called into Ryan's office to talk about the whole mess. Goddamn nut job artists.
beloved musical artist returns with Why Even Ask, his greatest album yet. Songs of love, songs of joy, songs of passion. Buy Why Even Ask and invite Cedric Owen into your home today.
flutter all around the fort, taking life as you go. You're not a moth. You're an angel. I've never painted an angel. Maybe I should.
I didn't mean to hurt anyone! I didn't touch her! Thieving bastard!
Who's that?
our blokes were coming. We were done over. Then Splicers come screaming out the woodwork. Burping fire, spitting ice. Demons out of the Bible they were. I've never seen nothing like it. It wasn't a business he was building. It was an army.
By you? By anyone? Screw you! Screw all you fucking doubters! Here's what I say to all of you! Fly away, little moth! Fly! birth is so close now. The labor pains can bloom judgment and drive the passions of even the finest spirits. vigorous. Get the photo before it completely dries up.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Let me see it. It's beautiful. You'll find your path to Orion is now clear. Sandra said aloud. Oh, yes, you may avail yourself upon one of my lesser works as a token of our time together. If you had become my one and true disciple, you might have been worthy of seeing inside the box of my most private muse. But who knows if that man is yet either? Born. Now, go.
What happened to you? I've been trying to raise you for a dog's age. Never mind. Would you kindly leg it over to the sphere and get on down to Hephaestus? It's time to settle up with Ryan.
Go.
Rapture is filled corner to corner with detail and history, and the cast of characters that occupy this world are no less dynamic. Every splicer, every level boss has a story. In many ways, these characters are a reflection of their environment, and their environment a reflection of their character. Let's talk about some of the characters in BioShock. There's so many that fans love, and there are many Wikia pages about them. You know, one thing that I think a lot of fans may not realize is you were telling stories with these characters, you know, a decade ago. And technology today, as we saw in, you know, a game like Infinite, you can do amazing things with facial expressions and storytelling. Conveying that emotion that you did 10 years ago with limited technology was challenging. How hard was it back in the day to sort of, you know, convey story in engine?
We had such a small team that, you know, we had to show Tenenbaum or Atlas. They were just splicer models, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Tenenbaum was Ladysmith, which is there's a reason that she's in shadow behind glass, and it's not to be dramatic. It's because we couldn't afford to build another.
Really?
Yeah.
So just something as simple as that, like you couldn't afford to build.
We didn't have the there
we
were
didn't have the,
we had a few character models in the game. There's
the
what,
budget
maybe
or
8
the
or 9
time to
character
build a new
models.
character.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're like, oh, we'll put her in silhouette behind a light, and people think it's noir.
And so much of it was driven by the voice performance, I feel like, too, because I mean, that it all had to, it was like a radio play in many ways still.
Yeah, we had some really good actors, and I was able to spend a lot of time with them, and the fact that I could write the stuff, direct it, and then rewrite in the room, and the fact that we had actors who were, for whatever reason, you know, I wasn't even in the same room as them. I was on a speakerphone.
Right.
They were in a studio in New York or LA or something. I never met, I don't think I met any of them.
Really? None of the actors in BioShock you ever met in person when you were making the game?
Maybe since, but at the time I hadn't met a single one of them. Except maybe a couple people like, I played the Circus of Hours thing. Nate Wells played the Jack on the plane. A couple of people in the studio. It was community theater, in terms of the tech and the sort of time we had for it. But the actors were, we had some exceptional actors.
I will say, as doing animation on that game, that you can hide bad animation behind really good audio, and it makes the animation look better. We didn't have a tech animator. It was me. I'd never rigged characters before, and now I'm rigging characters, trying to figure out how, to get all these characters out to the animation team. So we're very limited when it came to animation tools.
Yeah,
Since apologize to my animators.
No, but you did the big. I mean, for your first game that you rigged the Big Daddy, which is it's not an easy character to rig.
It was, we figured it out, but the tools that we had on Infinite were not the tools that we had on BioShock. So we figured out what we could do and what we could do well, and tried to hide, kind of, put into the darkness the things that we knew we couldn't do very well. And having voice actors of that caliber that can bring those characters to life, you tend to fill in the blanks.
So tell me, friend, which one of the bitches sent you? The KGB wolf or the CIA jackal? Here's the news. Rapture isn't some sunken ship for you to plunder. And Andrew Ryan isn't the giddy socialite who can be slapped around by government muscle.
And you did get to revisit Rapture in the DLC for Infinite, and with today's technology or technology from a few years ago, I'm sure it was liberating for you guys in some ways to be able to use that tech to bring the environment and also characters to life. What was that experience like for you guys to go back and sort of revisit Rapture?
It was liberating because we got to revisit it, but we also, I think when we started, thought we'd be able to go reuse some of the old assets, and they just didn't hold up anymore compared to the Infinite assets. So we basically had to rebuild, not just rebuild everything from scratch, we had to reimagine it from scratch because, we had the ability to make it look grander and bigger, but still feel exactly like Rapture. It was we're making a different kind of experience than BioShock 1, so it was tricky to make it feel like it was the same kind of game. Because it wasn't, the first one was sort of an action game, the second one was really a stealth game. The Barrel at Sea Part 2 was really a stealth game, and you're really telling the story of Elizabeth throughout those things. Yeah. So it was a different lens, but it was also cool because it allowed me to make the whole story about Elizabeth, to have her be central to the franchise from the very beginning, and she was always, she became the heart of it to me, and to have her, it was really exciting for me to make her, her heroism be something that set the events of BioShock into motion, which eventually, saves all of the little sisters. That was really gratifying, a nice way to tie the whole thing up for me.
And you probably didn't have that idea 10 years ago, right? You had to retrofit it off.
I had no idea.
He has a letter that he's addressed to himself that's 10 years old. But, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, for me, it was a nice way for me to say goodbye to BioShock and BioShock Infinite, because, those two worlds together, you don't realize, or I don't think the audience realizes how much time you spend with these characters trying to get them out and polished and into the world. And it was a good opportunity, I think, as a game developer to kind of have that little coda at the end where you're like, okay, I get to, now I'm ready to move on to the next thing. I've had a nice, break. Like, let's seal this off, and now I'm on to the next thing.
And it was like 12 years of our lives, too. Between the very beginning of it, and it was a long time.
Well, I mean, so my daughter, who is 16 now, I did a lot of filming of her when she was 6 as a little sister. Oh, wow. And this was not mocap, it was just running around the office. And I'm like trying to be like, now trip over the thing and pretend you die. Or trying to not traumatize a 6-year-old. Yeah, pretend you're drinking something, and and I never showed her the actual game until much later. But she, on BSI, I put her in a mocap suit and actually used her for the little sister in Paris that's running after the balloon. So that was kind of, for me, like a nice
way to connect it all together. Were there any characters on the original game that you found hardest to write? I mean, you mentioned recasting Atlas, things like that, but was there a character that was the most challenging for you, Ken?
Well, Atlas, because, he was basically written completely twice. That was very, very tough. And I was very happy about the original character, and I thought I'd really done something great. And then We showed it to people, and they just hated it, and they didn't trust him. And if they didn't trust him, we were screwed.
Yeah.
And so it was tough because we, after having gone through all the recordings, actually, I had to let the actor go. It's no fault of his own, right? It was on us. He had invested in it, tell him that it wasn't going to happen, and rewrite it from scratch. That was hard, and that was tough. And then after I finished it, I had a debate with somebody on the team who felt the accent was really, really phony. And we had an English person on the team, and he felt the accent was really phony. So at the last minute, we basically ended up doing a focus test in Ireland.
Right. Wow.
To see if people bought the accent, because the actor playing Atlas was Irish, but he was from a different part of Ireland, so he was playing a different kind of Irish accent. Right. I don't think he was from Dublin, and Atlas sort of had a Dublin accent. And so at the last minute, I thought I was going to have to do it again.
Oh, wow.
And fortunately, the focus test came back, and people loved it.
I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive.
And a lot of the villains in the game felt like they were, very much tied to certain levels. And this was, you were still in an environment of levels with BioShock, right? It wasn't just a big open world. Did that all sort of get designed together? It's like, here's the best villain that's going to fit to this environment and this theme of, this area?
Some of them work better than others. I mean, I think obviously Steinman and especially Sandra Cohen really, I think, dominate in terms of the level boss.
They are their levels.
They are the levels. And some of the characters didn't hold up as well, I don't think, on the writing side. The fun thing about the characters at work, like Simon, where he had all those little displays with the scissors and the tech, that was stuff the art team came up with to support that character. And obviously Sandra Cohen, in that level, I had this idea for this character, and as this artist, and taking Andrew Ryan's thinking to the extreme, through a lens of art, was really fun. They were really, in a lot of ways, they're sort of like more like Batman villains than they are like actual, real world villains. That they all have the Joker cares far more about the humor and the dark humor that he has, and the Riddler cares more about the riddles than he actually does about money.
Right.
The money, the crime is just afterthought. Right. It's the philosophy. And so these characters have a lot in common with, and there's probably a lot of inspiration taken from sort of characters like the Joker in terms of a guy like any of the characters in BioShock, because they were really driven by their ideology, but their ideology is a mask for their sense of selves, right? This stuff is really, Cohen knows he's a hack, and he doesn't want to, he can't admit that to himself, so he has to wrap himself in all this nonsense, because the last thing he could ever do is look in the mirror and say, I'm not much of an artist.
No need to thank me for jamming the transmissions of those boors, Atlas and Ryan. Let them have their squabble. The artist, yes, the artist knows there is richer earth to till.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kill your cravings and the circus will serve you.
The smuggler is the friend